I'm going to make a quick demonstration of creating citations and a reference list in a forum post. What I've done just to expedite this is I went ahead and found the articles that I want to cite and I wrote my post. Now normally, as I'm doing the research and writing each sentence or each paragraph of the post, if I cite information, if I either paraphrase it or directly quote it, I will immediately create the reference entry for that article and insert a citation as I'm going. And I recommend doing that. But for purposes of expediting this demonstration, I left out the citations and reference list so that I could create it for you and you could see how I'm doing it. As needed, I'll refer to the OWL for the format of references. So I'm going to start with this article, and this is just basically a web page that I'm citing. And if I go to reference list electronic sources on the OWL and I scroll down, the basic format for citing a web page can be found under non-periodical web document or report. So minimally, I need the author name or names, date of publication, title of document, which goes in italics, and the statement retrieved from and the web address. So for this first one, I'm first going to go for the author's name, and sometimes I'll copy and paste, but keep in mind you then have to still put it in APA format. So, and when I paste, I always use this drop down and choose keep text only. Now remember, APA format is last name, comma, first initial. So I'm going to manipulate this. Instead of Cyrus Farivar, it's Farivar C. That gives me the first part, space, open parentheses, and now I'm looking for the date. And if you look at an example here, the date is a minimum of the year, but if you have the full date, you can include it, the year, a comma, a space, the month spelled out, you don't abbreviate, it wouldn't be NOV for November, it would be November, a space, the day, and you don't include leading zeros if it's a single digit day. So I have here 2015 June 5. So I do 2015, comma, June, fully spelled out, and 5. Close parentheses and a period and a space. Now I need the title. Now you can copy and paste the title and subtitle, but remember you're then going to have to double check it for capitalization rules and punctuation and so on. So I'm going to start by copying it. And the first word of the title is capitalized. Everything else is lowercase up to the subtitle. There should be a colon between title and subtitle, so I'll insert in the colon and then put that up on the same line. And only in the first word of the subtitle would be capitalized, but this is a number. I'll leave it. Now, if the title starts with a number, you have to spell it out. But if the subtitle starts with a number, I don't believe you have to spell that out. You do capitalize proper nouns like Google. So this title looks fine. So a space, then retrieved from, a space, and you need the URL, so I can just go up here and grab it. Now, hyperlinks, URLs should not be hyperlinked in APA, so I'm going to remove hyperlink. And remember that the title should be in italics, so I'm going to go ahead and take care of that. And all references need to be formatted with hanging indent. So I'm going to go to Home, Paragraph, and under Indentation Special, I choose Hanging. Okay, so I have one reference. Now I'm going to go to the next article. The moral case for self-driving cars. We have Ronald Bailey. I'm just going to type it this time. Bailey, comma, R, period. The date is 2014, July 28, and you see it's abbreviated in the article, JUL, but in APA you don't abbreviate, so expand that to July. Now go back to the title. I'm going to copy it, but I can already see I'm going to have to adjust the capitalization. Okay, let me try again to, oh dear. I'm not going to copy it. It keeps interpreting it as a link. The moral case for self-driving self-driving cars. And again, only the first word should be capitalized, so the rest I converted to lowercase. Retrieved from, take the URL, remove the hyperlink, and italicize the title. Now I have an article from the Yale Journal of Law and Technology. Again, I'm going to start with the author's name. Boglin J. And I'll get rid of the first name because he alphabetized by last name, and then you only use first initial. Date is 2015, and I only need to include the year. Title, I'll take that, and then, well, actually, it's copying it in all caps, which we don't want, so I'm going to leave it here just for reference. I'm going to type it out. The costs of self-driving cars. Subtitle, so I capitalize the first word of the subtitle. Reconciling freedom and privacy with tort liability in autonomous vehicle regulation. I'll delete this. Now this is an article in a journal. I'm going to go back to the OWL and look at the format for article from an online periodical. After the title, you then put when you're doing a journal article, the title of the article is not in italics, but you include the title of the online periodical, and it does go in italics. And then a comma, the volume number, issue number if available. So the periodical itself is you can see it fully spelled out if you come down here, the Yale Journal of Law and Technology. I also looked up the webpage for that journal to see exactly how they spell it out. And in journal names, you do keep the capitalization the same way it is in the journal name, instead of like in article names article titles where you have to put everything in lowercase except certain words. In journals, you don't do that. So in the names of the journals, you don't do that. So I'm going to put Yale Journal of Law and Technology, just like it is on the journal homepage, a comma, and this article came out of volume 17, issue 1, and what you italicize in an online periodical or any journal article is the name of the journal and the volume, but not the issue. So I'm going to italicize this, and actually what I would use, since this, even though it's available online, this is actually a print journal. As you can see, it has page numbers, and it's a print journal but has been made available online. So you would really want to use the format for a regular journal article, not online periodical. I stand corrected on this one. So because you will want to include the page numbers, and that's part of the standard format for journal articles. So I'm going to go to articles and periodicals instead, and this would be the form I'm looking for. So it's the same up to here, but after issue number, there's a comma, and then the pages, the page range. Now, you don't put a P before it, no need to put the abbreviation in the reference. It's just going to be the range of pages. So in this case, The second page is 172. So the first page is 171. They give the page number right here. They have their own format. So this one starts on page 171 and goes through page 203. So it would be 171 to 203 and a period. And let me double check that that's all that's needed. Actually, if you are accessing the periodical online, then use the URL of the website from which you are retrieving the periodical. So that would generally be the home page of the journal. So this article, for example, can be accessed from the home page of Yale Journal and Law Technology. Right here, by clicking on this, you can bring it up in PDF format. So this would be the URL of the homepage of the journal. Okay, so I've added that. I'm going to stop here and continue in the next video with my last 3 references.